Hey dolls, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're doing a beachy flower design. Stay tuned to see the nail magic that we can create. All right, dolls, so we are gonna do this cute design. We are starting off with the Peel Off Base Coat by MAKARTT. I've been using this lately because the UNT, it just pops off too easily, especially when I'm doing full cover tips, which is what we're doing today. I am using these Professional Nail Tips by SAVILAND. This is LGN's Mini Curing Lamp, and this is the nail adhesive gel that I got from SHEIN. I like it, but I will say it's very thin, like very runny. It's not as thick as normal base gel or nail glue, so it takes some working with and it takes a little longer to cure. But got all those on. These are the ones that kind of point downward that I always show you, but I'm changing the shape, so it's no big deal. These are those magnets that I got from SHEIN, and you just stick them right on your clippers and it measures each nail so that they're all the same length. I have been loving these. Every nail set that I have done since I've gotten these, I have used these. And my pinky finally matches the rest of my fingers. She's not just hanging out looking all sad and short. But I don't glue them on or anything. I just stick them right on there and they stay. These are some strong little magnets. Lord, they stick to everything. But so trimming those all to the same length. And then I am going to go in and file these and change the shape, which you'll see in a second. But first I'm going to go in with my fine tapered drill bit. I have this, I want to say at 8,000 RPM. And I'm just going to get up any spillage of glue that I've got and kind of seal in those cuticles. All this white stuff that you're seeing, this is either the nail adhesive glue or the peel off base coat. When I do full cover tips, I kind of paint my whole finger, my whole cuticles with that base coat because I tend to make a mess. And then I'm going in with my mini sanding van and I'm further getting any spillage off and kind of sealing in that cuticle. And this one, it spilt out onto the skin. These tips, the smaller size is way too small, and then this size will hang off a little bit. So I'm going in with my 100 grit hand file, and this is where I'm going to crispen up those sidewalls, making sure that I do not file my natural sidewalls. We don't want to do that again. If you know, you know. And I'm also changing the shape. I'm going more of like a oval shape, not so much an almond because it's not really pointy at the top, but more of an oval shape. And this for me was the best way so that the nails did not curve downward. Plus I just love this shape, especially if you have pudgy fingers like I do. The shape will elongate your fingers. So here we are all shaped, we're buffed. This is a new rubber base that I got from SHEIN. I think it's pronounced OXXI. This stuff is thick. Like I bet you could glue some tips on with this. I really liked this, but instead of using it as just like a base underneath a gel polish, I'm going to start using it as the rubber base, which is what it is. So it's more intended like to put underneath hard gel or to secure your tips with. But I didn't know that until I used it. A lot of stuff will say rubber base and it's not actually rubber base. Anyways, going with this Jelly Nude. This is JR number 4. I am just in love. I'm in love with this polish. I'm in love with the color. So you put this on, it self levels fantastically. Like it does not leave streaks anywhere. And if you've used any jelly polishes, you know that can be one of the main headaches with them is that they can be very streaky. Not this stuff. And this was from SHEIN, very affordable. Don't come for me because I don't know all the ingredients in this, but I would recommend using this, but without knowing the ingredients. So that is 1 coat. That is 2 coats. I went ahead and did 2 coats on all the rest of the nails, curing for 60 seconds. This is some 3D modeling clay that I got from SHEIN forever ago. I think it's in the first SHEIN haul. I mixed that white, the blue, and that glitter and made my own little concoction, and I got this pretty glittery blue blob. So I'm just gonna roll that out into, I don't know, kind of like a little snake. And that's what we're going to be using to do the 3D flower. Now, For that clay to stick, you've got to have a tacky layer. And this JR polish does not have a tacky layer once it's cured. So I went in with some BEETLES foundation gel. Now this is just like a regular base coat. I only did it on that middle finger because it's the only where I needed it. And then I cured it for 60 seconds. I'm cutting my little snake up into 5 pieces. And this is going to be the 5 petals of the flower. You can do as many or as little as you want. I usually cannot stand an odd number, but the way it looks with 4, I just don't like it. Like, it feels like part of the flower is missing. So for me, it's 5. And then you just roll those little pieces in between your finger until you get close to a ball. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to smash it with this silicone tool. So I just place those on. And this is the part where if you don't have anything tacky, this stuff will not stick. I don't care how much you smash it on there, it's going to come off. So once you've got like kind of your layout, your circle where you want your petals to be, then you're going to take your silicone tool and just kind of start smashing those down and then shaping them into what you want your petal to look like. So I wanted it kind of wider in the center, and then I wanted it to kind of thin out towards the end. And I know some flowers look the opposite, but I was going for more of that like tropical beachy flower. So this is what I decided to do. And then you just manipulate it until you get it how you want it. It's not on there. You can pull it back off if you need to start over on a petal, re-roll it. It's not set in stone until you cure it. And then you see me using my flat end, and that's just better control, just trying to get the petals how I like them. This is what I'm working with. I did not smooth it out on purpose, so I wanted those like lines and stuff in there. Going in with this pearlescent, I'm going to do a Frenchie on this nail. And you'll see I'm going to come back to the flower, but for right now, she's staying there. So I'm just drawing out my French line. I did have someone ask me if I always map out my Frenchies, if I know how to draw them without mapping them out. Yes, I do. It's just a time saver for me. But since I'm only doing one, I don't really have to match it with any fingers. I would say when you are like, if you're doing French across the board, across all the fingers, it helps to map it out so that they're all the same height. And then I'm just filling that in with this polish. You want to put this on kind of thick, not too thick where it's like pooling, but thick enough to where you can take this dotting tool and start doing your squigglies in there. And that's going to give you that pearlescent effect. So I kind of do circles. I just scribble in it. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do this. And I'm being really careful on that French line. And then I'm also making sure that I get up on those side walls and that I'm not leaving like patches where there's no blue. Once I've got it how I want it, cure it for 60 seconds. Using this blue from MODELONES. And then the pearlescent color again. And then I'm going to get my sponges out and we're going to do an ombre. This little thing, it came so bent. It works, obviously. You can see that it holds the sponge. It just came so bent. I kind of have to like pay attention to the way that I'm grabbing it. Otherwise, it flips a sponge and then you're on a corner. Anyways, so you just dab a little bit in the polish, kind of wipe it off, and then start dabbing it on the finger. I definitely think this helps doing an ombre, especially when you're doing 2 drastically different colors. So I'm going from this like nude jelly pink to this super dark blue, and I think it came out really well. So I cured that for 30 seconds, and then I'm going in with the second coat. I did a light second coat of that darker blue, and then here's where I'm going into that pearlescent so that I get some of that shimmer that's in all the other nails, or it's going to be in all the other nails, and kind of tying it in. And then this, you can get in trouble. The more you play with it, the more polish you're going to start taking it off. So once you get it where you like it, stop, cure it. Going in with another pearlescent. This is one that I got from SHEIN. I've been dying to use. Also, this is the Blossom Gel or Blooming Gel from the same brand. Love this stuff. If you watch my previous videos, I've used Blooming Gel. I only had one and I was not a fan of it. I love this stuff. 10 out of 10. It blooms so well, cures great, self levels, love. And it's very shiny as well. Like, I have nothing bad to say. This was this pearlescent one. This was like a 6 or I think a 6. I think it was a 6 colored set. And I've been dying to use them. and I was not disappointed whatsoever. So I'm just taking my liner brush and putting like little lines in there, and it's blooming out fantastically, but not so much that I didn't have any time. But if you let this sit, I could see it just spreading across the whole nail, which is great. That's what a blooming gel should do. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add a little bit more because I kind of wanted it to reach the other side. And then you're going to see I'm even going to go back in there and kind of draw the little squigglies in this. Since this is a pearlescent color, you want that like shell effect is what I'm going for. And it worked great. If you need a new blooming gel, I 10 out of 10 recommend this. If you want some pearlescent gels, I 10 out of 10 recommend those. I would say the only thing on this video from SHEIN that I would not 10 out of 10 is the nail adhesive gel. It's very thin, very, very thin, but the nails don't pop off. So there's that. And then for the thumb, I'm going to repeat what I did on the pinky. I'm just doing it like on the other side, and this was just a larger scale, so I wanted to show it to you again. Plus, when I was doing my pinky, that I was doing it on the opposite side of where the camera is facing, so this way you can really see what I'm doing. But I just initially lay it out. Sorry guys, wow, I don't know if you guys heard that, but in my ears that was on like level 300. Anyways, so then I go back to the squigglies. Again, get that shell effect, get that pearlescent effect, and then I cure it for 60 seconds. And I absolutely love the way these two nails turned out, and you're gonna see more videos of this pearlescent stuff, especially with summer coming up, because I am obsessed. I'm obsessed with the beach, I'm obsessed with mermaids, and this is literally that. So buckle up. If you don't want to see pearl stuff, then I don't know, maybe don't watch my channel for a little while. But so cured 60 seconds, and then I'm going in with 814 by BEETLES. This is a dark blue, and I wanted something that went along with the color scheme that I was going for, but I wanted a little bit of contrast on this flower. So at the very tip of the petals towards the center, I'm putting like a small line there, and then I'm dragging that line down into the flower and just giving those petals some definition or some depth. When I'm watching this, I'm so crazily shaking when I'm doing this. I don't even realize it when I'm actually doing it, like how this is going to look on camera, and it just looks like I'm going insane. But if you're holding your hands in the air, I mean, I do have my elbows braced, but if you're holding your hands in the air, there's just not really a cute way to do that. So I don't know. Then I went in with some of that pearlescent and kind of went from the bottom up halfway just to tie in some more sparkle. I got some top coat here and some little gold caviar beads. These ones are from SHEIN. And I'm putting those in the middle and just kind of spreading them around, getting them where I want them. I really, really like the way this nail turned out. I think it's really, really cute. So I was using my silicone tool just to kind of push those caviar beads. They were all kind of like trying to clump in one area, and I wanted them more spread out. Going in with MAKARTT's rhinestone glue. I think I figured out a better way, for me anyway, to do this. So I'm going for that like shell effect again. So I draw a little line with this, kind of squeezing it and then letting off the pressure as I get towards the end. I drew all the lines like this first, and then I went in with a brush and really detailed it instead of getting a blob on the brush and then drawing it. This way for me worked so much better, and it didn't look a hot mess. So I know last time I did this, I was like not a fan of this rhinestone glue at all. I didn't have anything good to say. And I think I did say it could be operator error. Well, this way for me worked way better. I will say this stuff spreads, so you're gonna see where like the lines started connecting, but I just took my silicone tool and scraped it off right in between those lines, and that worked fantastically. So this is my new way. If I gotta do like lined 3D art like this, this is how I'm doing it. If I'm doing blobs and other stuff, then could worry about that. But it's turned out great. And then I'm using this little rhinestone glue that I got from SHEIN. This stuff works fine. It's thinner. I just like it because it's got that little tiny tip on it, so it's more precise when you're putting it and I don't have to worry about it getting all over the place. I got out some pearls and I got out some seashells and starfish, some little beachy trinkets. And this is what I'm saying, like how precise I could get right up against that French line, and I don't have this big blob of glue. Sometimes I don't put enough, sometimes I put too much. So I like this little thing. And the fact that it's thin, it's super easy to wipe off if you do put too much. So I just wanted something simple on this. And of course I gotta go play with it because it wouldn't be me if I didn't move it 100 times. But that's a good thing about this stuff, is it just stays where you want it until you're ready to cure it. So whenever you're doing gem placement, just don't be afraid to move it again, move it some more. Just do it until you like it. They're your nails, so play with it until you are satisfied. On either side of this pearl, I put some gold caviar beads, and then I blinged out the other nails. So this is the final look. I added some starfish, some pearls. I absolutely love the way that this turned out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know, would you wear these to the beach? If you are into the beachy nails, just let me know, engage with me down below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, dolls.